Well, hello there, guys. We're doing a quick To End All Wars stream. I'm going to go ahead and hit a new game here. I want to decide essentially what we're going to play as. We'll try to figure it out. Probably want to take one of the smaller campaigns. I'm thinking maybe even the Conquest of Serbia might be a good one. We can go ahead and select this and play as either the Axis or the Western Entente. You guys can decide, of course, and we're going to just wait for a few people to get into the stream here. Happy Easter to everybody, and even if you don't want to celebrate it, happy holidays nonetheless. I just want to wait for a few folks to get in here, and give me 1 second. Take a look over yonder. I want to make sure that we're actually on the live dashboard. Hello, Roll Hendricks and D-Rocks. How you guys doing? Give me just 1 second. I'm going to change my YouTube username so people know that we're streaming. And hopefully we'll be streaming for a little while, especially in this game. Okay. Just going to try to change. I don't think they have this, but To End All Wars. No, they definitely don't, but that's all right. We're setting it up anyway. Yes, Dave, is indeed. We're going to play some AGEODS here. So I think we were going to try maybe one of the smaller scenarios, maybe the Conquest of Serbia. Now, playing as the Western Entente, of course, we'd be playing as the Serbs, and playing as Germany, of course, we would be playing as the Austro-Hungarians. So what do you guys think? Who do you want to see us play as? Hello, Tank of Doom. How you doing, buddy? And let's go ahead and try to get a few ideas out there. Don't forget that today there is a Easter sale for AGEOD. So if you're looking to get an Easter sale for Matrix games, which is also AGEOD, if you're looking to get one of those, you absolutely want to head over to the Matrix Games website. I've put the link in the description. We're also trying to make a few bucks today. So let's see if we can't get that going too. And I don't think there's going to be too many people because it's pretty damn early. And this is certainly one of those games that not everybody's into. Hello, David Pesach. How you doing, buddy? So once again, there is a Matrix game sale, so you guys should keep in mind that's going on. So we're going to try to play as the Serbs. What can I say? Probably a bit of a challenge, but I want to see how it goes. And this is one of the smaller scenarios. Not very good at this game, or any AGEODS games for that matter, but I think it'll be interesting to play. So, of course, for the Entente, hope is in delaying and outmaneuvering. Yeah, pretty much. I'm going to go ahead and put this on Show the Owner of All Regions. This makes things a lot simpler for us. So, of course, we are right here playing as the Serbs. The Germans and Austro-Hungarians have a tremendous amount of men, and I think all we can really do here is, like it says in the game, try to hold them off as long as possible. Probably not going to be doing a lot of attacking, but probably a lot of reinforcing of certain armies. Now, this unit doesn't look like it's got nearly anyone in it, but I think holding Belgrade is going to be the toughest thing. Maybe even moving one of these units to Belgrade, like the 1st Serbian army, wouldn't be such a bad idea, but right now I'm going to keep these guys in their positions and hope that they can hold. Let's see if we can build some sort of depot. There might also be a depot here already. Let's make sure. Should definitely be a depot in Belgrade. Yeah. Absolutely. So we'll also go ahead and try and unlock some decisions. There might not be any decisions unlocked. We are playing once again as the Serbs, guys. So enter political decision. No, I don't think we have any political decisions either. Let's take a look here. Yeah, this is a pretty straightforward scenario. Really not the entire game at all. It's just one tiny portion of the game and of the war. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And don't forget, guys, we are trying to raise some funds today. Well, we are always trying to raise some funds, but today in particular, if people are enjoying what they see and if people want to suggest some scenarios for us to play, we can maybe play around with some donations for scenarios selected. But let's go ahead. We're going to turn it over to the Axis. I feel like we're going to lose pretty quickly on this scenario, but I had to try it out. Here we go, 20 turns that we have to hold Serbia for. Looks like they may already be going for an attack on Belgrade. Not quite, but they're getting ready for sure. And I'm actually tempted to take this unit and send it up north. Of course, that's leaving this area open, so we can't really do that. That's the tough part of this scenario. Now, we do have this unit right here, I-Corps, which apparently, this Montenegrin army, could possibly attack here and hit the Central Powers, but I'm not sure if that's a really good idea. It looks like we've got Bulgarians over here. They're not going to help us, of course, but it's good to know that they care, sort of. We've also got a French army here, but the expeditionary forces have not arrived on the front, so I think I'm going to basically hold my position right here under any circumstances. I am going to try to unlock some of these decisions, but it might take a while, so in the meantime, we can at least try to reinforce our armies. Of course, there's all that historical attrition that is going on. Nope, no regional decisions. Alright, let's end the turn. They're going to be attacking for sure. They're going straight for Belgrade. They've also got some bombers in the position. Now, the good thing is we do have some men in the Belgrade fortress, of course. We've also got Schladomir here. I want to make sure that he's in the city itself. So let me just make sure. Hold on. Could also destroy the fort. No, we're in the fort already. I think we're pretty much in the city. Enter structure. There we go. And with this guy, we're just going to stand fast. We've also got a general over here. I'm thinking maybe, could we attack? This is going to be weird. If we end up attacking into Austria-Hungary, it's a little strange, but what the hell, we'll try it and see if we can't cut off part of their army. I think it's a pretty risky maneuver, but you know what? We've done crazier stuff in the past. We've also got a few units over here that might be able to get to Belgrade as well as Morava. I'm going to see if we can go ahead and fast move them on the rails. 14 days, still a while, a little too long for us to wait. But nonetheless, to be able to save Belgrade, we must try everything in our power. 4 days to get some troops there, beautiful. And we'll move some more troops to Belgrade. 35 days, that's going to be knocked down easily. Let's take a look here at the chat. Finally, a stream I can watch this tank, indeed. I'm so honored that Agrippa plays as a Serb. No problem, Kazakh. We don't know if we can win, but we're going to try our absolute best. And Tank says the Bulgarians are coming. I sure hope so, because we need their support. We'll have to see, though, if they decide to join us. We've also got this French expeditionary force that we could really use, but they're nowhere to be seen right now, so we're just kind of holding it out on our own. We're going to go ahead and end the turn. Again, no political decisions can be made. This is one of these smaller scenarios. And once again, for those of you that don't know, there is a Matrix sale going on, 30% off all games, so you should definitely take a look at that. I'm just putting that out there for you guys as a sort of a favor, and we'll end the turn here and see if those damn Austro-Hungarians or Germans attack us this turn. Come on. Oh, that is a Serbian defeat and a hell of a defeat. In fact, we didn't inflict any casualties on the Hungarians here. It looks like the Bulgarians have finally arrived. Okay, so let me take a look and see if we have anyone in Belgrade. We do still have that army there, but not sure how useful they're going to be. I'm going to try to send this force to join this army. I don't know how well this is going to work. And clearly this army did not move, so we're going to try to go to this fortress and attack. And this is much more complicated than, you know, just attacking or being on the attacking front. We are definitely on the weaker side of the fight here, but we've got to hold great city of Belgrade. I'm going to try to get some replacements for some of my men, but I think we're running pretty low on reinforcements and manpower all over the place. So we'll end the turn here. It looks like the Bulgarians are coming to assist. A little late, Bulgaria. You could have gotten here earlier. goodness, once again, a Serbian defeat at the Battle of Belgrade Fort, but we still have plenty of men here, and as you can see, 12,915 casualties, but the enemy also lost nearly 10,000, and there's a lot more historical attrition going on for the enemy. That's one positive aspect here. If we can hold them outside of Belgrade long enough, they're going to eventually lose all these men, but that's 166,000, and a lot of them are not just Austro-Hungarians, but Germans as well. They've got artillery all over the place. We've got only a few units here, and Bozidar Jankovic and Stepa Stepanovic to hold this area. So I'm trying to send everywhere I can to help, but it's not that easy, guys. We're trying to hold Belgrade under any circumstances. So we're going to go ahead. We might move forward with some more units. I believe we got some reinforcements here. Definitely got some reinforcements here that can get there in 4 days. We might even move these boys over to Belgrade. Obviously try to use the rail lines if we can. The rail lines are pretty damaged as of right now. If anyone has any suggestions, please let us know. Didn't fare well. Nope, I don't think they did, and I'm not surprised. Bulgars will join Austrians for little land they could scoop up. Ah, those bastards. Hello from Israel. Hello, Vladitru. How are you doing? I believe David Pesach is also from Israel. How much is this game with the discount? So I'm not sure specifically. I do know that the discount is 30% on all products. So you definitely would get a 30% discount. I'm not good at math. I don't even know what the price for the game is. I think it's 30. It might be 20. But it's definitely worthwhile. I mean, I'll actually pop out and show you guys all of the campaigns after if you buy the entire game, and there's a lot here. So let's go ahead, end the turn, and hope that we can keep holding Belgrade. We just have to hold it, remember. We don't have to win, we just have to hold it and try to inflict as many casualties as possible on the enemy. And also, 10 days. Damn, Bulgarians are attacking us. That may be it for Budnic, for Radomir Budnic there. 22,000 casualties on our side, 6,560 on the enemy side. I will say of all the AGEOD games, I mean, I think I love Aliakta S the most, but this one definitely has the most casualties, and we're on one of the smaller scenarios as well. Don't forget, guys, we are trying to raise money for the channel, so if anybody wants to do some super chat, it's Easter, make me happy, drop a super chat option, or, of course, contribute to our, not PayPal, what's it called, Patreon account. We're trying all the time to raise money. Google AdSense has been horrific this month, and in fact, I might even show you guys my graph, although I'm technically not supposed to. It's against YouTube rules to show you guys what I'm getting paid. I might show you the graph without the numbers so you can see just how bad things have gotten, but just imagine basically a downhill spiral of the worst proportions. It's crazy, it's frightening to be in such a situation, but it is what it is. I'm going to go ahead here, try to get this guy to Belgrade on train, but right now our trains are also damaged, and we've also got this commander here, although I don't think he can do much for us. We're kind of ignoring the enemy. Now, one interesting thing that just occurred, one of our units was just unlocked. First of all, our French Expeditionary Force. Now, maybe they can get in here and deal with some of these Bulgarians. If not, we can at least attack Bulgaria from the south. Although even here, there's no way to get there by rail. I mean, this is going to be a really long march. We can merge these British troops with these French units. It's still going to take us forever to get there. 45 days. I mean, that's just a long, long time. We could have used these guys on the initial start of the fighting. Not Putnik. World Traveler. Interesting. About 28% with the discount. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dave. Cracked some math down for us, which is awesome. Okay, let's go ahead and end here. And Belgrade is still flying with the Serbian flag held high. I don't know how much longer that's going to continue for. Ooh, another Serbian defeat, and this one was a bad one. Hardly any of the enemy dying. We still have so many men here, but really when you look at that, I mean, they are very close to breaking through. And this is a 20-turn scenario, so for the base scenario itself, which I'll show you guys in a second here, there are so many other scenarios we could play as. We could even play as the Palestine conflict, play as Lawrence of Arabia if we want. But right now, we're just trying to play as just the base Serbian army, really, against the enemy here. And Belgrade is still ours. If we can keep that up for a while, I'm going to be pretty damn happy. I don't like the fact that the damn Bulgarians have attacked us, but what can we do? We'll also see if there are any political decisions yet. Unfortunately, with the smaller scenarios like this one, not many political decisions exist, especially when we're totally low on money. I wish we could raise funds, etc., but no, that's not an option right now. We don't have any funds to raise, quite frankly. Let's go ahead and end the turn. Looks like the Bulgarians are pulling back. I think they just realized the massive French force. Oh! Another Serbian defeat, but at this time we definitely killed a lot of the enemy. And as you can see, they started off with 180,000 men. So it's not just the men they're losing during the battle, but it's also the historical attrition that's causing them a lot of damage. And hey, the city is still ours. The fort is besieged and the region has been pillaged, but we are still holding the fort itself. Look at that. Thank you, Ice Chuck. Ice Chuck just donated 7. That is awesome. Thank you, man. Very, very cool. And what recording software do I use? So for videos, I use Bandicam, and for basically streaming to you guys, I use OBS. So OBS is not the greatest. Bandicam I found to be much better than Fraps, but I think it depends on the PC you have. For instance, I have an Asus Strix laptop, and Bandicam just seems to work a lot better for me than Fraps does. In terms of being able to capture footage. So let's see if we can keep holding. I mean, so far, we have held the entire country besides the east there, places like Niš, etc., that is now under control of the Bulgarians. But I hope that our commander, our French friend, he's going to be there in 14 days, and he's going to start attacking Bulgaria, and hopefully he can do some serious damage to these traitors. Let's go ahead and move forward. That was awesome. Thank you, Ice Chuck. You're the best. We go 7 of 7, and now it's winter time. It's getting a little icy out here. I hope that's going to make it a lot harder for the enemy to take the city. I can't be 100% certain that that's the case, but it might also slow down the movement of our French friends. No, they'll be there in 7 days, so hopefully they'll be there. Wait, I shouldn't have even done that. What the hell? 7 days, and then when I selected the train option, it's 12 days. That is annoying. Well, it is what it is. We're going to continue, of course. Some Austro-Hungarian forces behind us, which is not good. No, I don't. Wow. So I'm playing Operation Star, and I'm tabbed out since the Russians stopped attacking me for a little bit to watch this, and every time I hear shots, I freak out and check my line. Yeah, that'll happen to you when you're playing Gravity Team Tactics. A little bit of, what's the word, shell shock out of game. It's totally normal, and don't be afraid of the shots, you know, just to get into a good position and do your best. That's really all you can do in that game. Try to find some cover, try to get into some wooded areas, and just prepare for the attack. Speaking of preparing for the attack, let's go. Here we go. Oh boy. Wow, Serbian victory, my friends. We have won a victory. Look at that, and look at the amount of men dead on the field here. This is vicious. So we lost 39,000, let's call it 40,000, plus, of course, 632 cavalry, but we actually managed to hold out against the Austrians and the Germans really well. They lost 35,260. They lost nearly 4,000 cavalry units, 164 artillery units. They took a hell of a pounding. Now, they did destroy our fortress garrison and our supply, which is going to really hurt us badly, but that is amazing. I mean, we knew we were going to lose as Serbia, but at least we could put up an amazing fight and really hurt the Axis war effort. So there we go. Well, the Central Powers anyway. Let's end the turn, and hopefully our French friends are arriving into Bulgaria very soon. Let's take a look here. They're 5 days away. We should put them on a full attack course here. I don't think they can go for a full attack course, but it's a start. It's definitely a start. I mean, we still have the Serbian flag riding strong. We're also trying to bring some reinforcements here. They'll be here in 2 days. They'll go right away to help the besieged men. 8 years old in the artillery. Wow, that is incredible. Died there, but when we came to Greece on island Corfu, France sent boats to save them. Interesting. Maybe that's what that French expeditionary force is there for, because they did start off in Greece. Now, of course, we're using them to attack Bulgaria, but I don't know how it's going to work out. We have to check it out. As you can see, the Bulgarians are behind our lines, cutting off all of our rail lines, so we can't get anywhere with reinforcements, but we're going to try to not let that stop us. We'll proceed to the next turn. Pretty amazing victory there. The victory at Belgrade. That time they absolutely rolled over us, still killing a lot of them, but we're losing a lot of men. We're also getting some reinforcements. Remember, this time it was down to 70,000, so this is the reinforcements coming in to try and protect Belgrade, but with the Cavalry Division, the Landsturm infantry, and the reserve corps that the Germans have, it's going to be very hard to beat these guys, but we still have control of the city itself. No German or Austro-Hungarian flags over the city yet, and let's hope that our French allies get to Bulgaria this time. They've really been taking their time to get there, which is a little frustrating. Let's see, look at that. They should have been there already. Now it's 1 day away. We better get there soon, guys. We need your help. All right. Let's see what we can do here in Belgrade. Not too much, unfortunately. We do have fortress artillery here. That's helping out for sure. Has to help out. Hello, Storm Rage. I think I've seen you before in the stream, so welcome. Welcome everybody that's new. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. What are you waiting for? Wow, that's the first turn that they didn't attack at Belgrade. They might be getting a little sick of attacking. So our French have arrived here in Bulgaria. Of course, they're besieging this area now. I do believe so. They've destroyed some of the Bulgarian rail stations. Stormsisa is besieged, but the structure is intact. We're just going to have to hope that the French can break through here and force the Bulgarians to retreat back to stop that. We'll see if we have any more friends here. Unfortunately, we don't that are going to come to our aid. We've just got to deal with what we have, although we do have the Montenegrin army coming to Belgrade. Hopefully they can get there sooner rather than later, but it's going to take them a while, of course. And interestingly enough, the enemy is not going to cross the river here. They're just kind of staying on the other side. I think they know that we've got some men here that are more than willing to die for their country. Let's try to see if we can build any forts, although I think we have as many forts as we can possibly have. So we're just going to try and send some reinforcements in there. End the turn again. We're in late December now. No snow on the ground. That was a nasty defeat. It was raining as well, but look at that. A lot of Germans and Austrians retreating over here to Zemun, maybe not wanting to be part of this attack on Belgrade. It's not an easy city to take for a number of reasons, not to mention the river around it. But it's definitely a hard spot to take. And as you can see, it's now snowing once again. I'm hoping the snows are going to help us. We're still besieging Sturmica. And hopefully we can take it pretty soon. It's actually, Sturmica, I believe, is ours. Military control, Western Entente. Sturmica, military control, Western Entente. Hey, that's a start. We're going to go to, actually, through Serbia this time. Try to get back Vranja. But, once again, they've destroyed all the rail tracks to make it really hard for these armies to move. Probably a smart idea on their part. And we've just got to make it through as best we can. Starts retreating if it's not too late. Serbs will only be forced for winning Thessaloniki front. Absolutely. Belgrade is now lost. Yeah, it could be. Thank you, Dave. That is awesome. Thank you, Dave Zizou, for a great AGEOD Easter stream. I really appreciate it, man. And once again, a happy Easter to everybody. These guys that donate are making it so you guys don't have to see any advertisements at all. We usually, if nobody donates, we start playing the ads. But when they do that, I just can't do it. It's basically impossible. Now, one thing that's true is that if you look here, the Belgrade fort is besieged and totally breached. In other words, the enemy is in Belgrade now. So now it's street-to-street fighting. We don't have a lot left here, but our men are still holding strong. We're doing the best we can, of course, but the best we can is just not good enough, unfortunately. So I'm going to enter structure, whatever structure exists, and see if we can do something here. We must hold Belgrade. There we go. They've got a massive force. Oh, they may have left Belgrade. Look at that. Unless my eyes deceive me, I think they may have left the city alone completely. And our French force is still moving. As you can see, look at that. Blue. Sturmica is under our control. And they have left Belgrade, guys. Look at that. I mean, I don't know if it's a victory, but I'd certainly call it something positive. We now have control of Belgrade, and the enemy has totally left. They will be back, no doubt about it, but they're going to regroup some of their units. Can't stick around Belgrade for very long without realizing that it's going to be a nasty place to be. You're going to lose a lot of men trying to take it, and I think the Axis have probably realized that. It's pretty amazing that we've held. I don't know how much longer we can hold. I almost want to grab these guys and move into Belgrade as well, but I think I'm just going to stay put for now. The region has been pillaged, which makes things very hard for us there, but, you know, the men are surviving on whatever the hell is around, and it's tough. All right, we're going to go ahead, end the turn, hope for the best. Remember, 20-turn scenario, so if we can get to those 20 turns, I think we win. I might be wrong, but I think we do. Unless we're supposed to do some unbelievable counterattack. Alright, in fact, we'll take a look at the objectives here. Hold on. So, we hold Belgrade, we have to take Salonik and Skopje. Skopje is in control of the central powers. Right now, it's technically a draw. As you can see, we've lost 140,000 units, but we have 7,900 enemy prisoners. Add to that to the 73,800 men that have died trying to take this. So, you know, definitely we've hurt the enemy, but we haven't stopped them by any means. There's a lot more work to be done if we want a victory. And in fact, we just got some reinforcements for this army. It's a 50% penalty, though, which means we need to bring over some more commanders here as soon as possible. And these are 2-star commanders. They can get there sooner rather than later. That would be great. I'm going to end the turn. I'm just trying to get to that magical 20. Come on, let's go, boys. Hold the city. If not for the Bulgarians, we'd be doing exceptionally well. But they are a pain in our ass right now. I think we can take back Vranja next turn. Beautiful, and they're still staying away from that area, which is really nice. So absolutely no penalty. There's still a 50% penalty here. So I want to get those guys over, but they're not really following orders the way I'd like them to. Incredibly, our men in Belgrade, if you could see, their cohesion and everything else is doing just fine. We're not in any real threat at Belgrade right now. Although now we're here in Vranja with our Western Entente forces. We want to move up to Niš, and every single step we take is taking forever. Number one, it's wintertime. Number two, all the rail lines have been destroyed, but we're doing the best, and also we're using far too many of our transports. We have river transports as well. They're all taken up, so it's just a lot of work here. Hello, Mr. Specs. How are you doing? Okay, here we go. Proceeding to the next turn, guys. Bulgarians are moving a lot on the opposite side of the river. Not that it concerns me too much, but I'm really trying to get the Western Entente forces, and I don't know why these guys are not meeting up. 2 days. They should be there in 2 days, so they should get to that army this next turn, at which point we might even be able to get across the river and take back Smolivul, the Iron Gates, and a few other places. But I'm not 100% sure that's going to actually occur. Day 3, come on. There we go. Look at that. Taking back some territory for Serbia. And we will be arriving here in 5 days. We still can't go on a full attack path, but it's good to see that we finally got this army together. There's still that 50% penalty, so I might need to section off some of these guys, put some of these infantry out of the army itself, just so that we can get that 50% penalty down. It's not going to be easy. We're going to have to get rid of some artillery too. Still at a 50% penalty. It's going to take a lot to get that down. Still 50%, man. You can't do much else. Let's grab this general and put him in there. 26% penalty. 47%. We're finally getting there, but at the expense of basically giving everything to that army, and that's going to turn into a 32% penalty, sure enough. We'll send it to Belgrade. Why not? We'll keep this guy here. Maybe we'll even attack over. Even with that penalty, we'll accept that and hope for the absolute best. Thank you again for the donations. Absolutely awesome. Really appreciate it when people do that. And it's one of the reasons we've got this channel still going, is we've got people that care enough to do that, to assist in keeping this thing going. And even though Google AdSense is giving us absolutely nothing at this point, I won't say nothing, but probably enough change to fit into your hand quite easily. Let's take a look here. 28 days. We're almost at Belgrade. And I think we're getting to the end of this scenario very, very soon. Alright, we're in Belgrade for sure now. And it's a minor defeat, lost by victory points. I thought we were actually going to win. We're going to take a look at the objectives here to see what the total end score was. Let's see here. We didn't expect to win. Nonetheless, we lost 140,000 men. We took 7,300 enemy prisoners, killed 800 men. That's not counting the men that were lost by attrition. We know they probably lost 10 to 20,000 just with the winter, with disease, probably even more. But we did hold Belgrade, so I would have called this more of a draw, especially in terms of victory points. Nonetheless, our current round 91, win level 200, defeat level 0. We were still getting victory points every turn. So I think that was pretty fun, to say the least. Now, a lot of you guys have been asking about the other scenarios in the game, so I will go ahead and show you guys that. And I want to warn you, this is, I have every single one of the DLC for the game, so a lot of these battles are not going to be available in the initial game. You got to buy some of the DLCs, but I will show you guys what you can get here. So we're jumping into new, and so we've got the Great War full campaign. Obviously, the complexity of this is the highest of all, and we're talking about fighting the entire war, either as the Axis or the Allies. You do have to run every country itself. We've got the war from 1916, a little simpler right there in the middle of the war itself. We've got the tutorial. I highly recommend people check this out. Also, of course, what we just played, the Conquest of Serbia, the Eastern Front, which must be very fun to play. We might take a look at that. The Western Front, once again, just focusing on individual fronts, but you're still doing a Great War campaign. Now, this one is only 10 turns, and the same with the Western Front. It's just a quick little battle. We've also got the Romanian Front. I've never tried this one. 25 turns. The Italian Front is 8 turns, and, of course, the War in Palestine, if you want to play as the great Lawrence of Arabia. You certainly could do that, too. Now, if we look at the Great War historical campaign, this is extremely interesting here. 106 turns. East Prussia campaign is 7 turns. So some of these are much more shorter than others, but the Great War full campaign and the Great War historical campaign, 106 and 107 turns respectively. And each turn takes you a long time to set up because you're controlling every single one of either the Western Entente or the Central Powers, no matter how you look at it, which is pretty intense. The East Prussia campaign looks quite interesting. So does the War in Palestine campaign, but that's actually 71 turns for the War in Palestine campaign. We might do another one here, especially since people have been so nice as to donate some cash here. I think is absolutely awesome. Hello, Jackson, and Anton. I cannot say that because I don't speak Cyrillic, but welcome, my friend. Will I play Hearts of Iron 4? I might play Hearts of Iron 4. I probably won't do it today. Like I said, there is an Easter sale going on for Matrix games. That's why I wanted to let you guys know about this stream. It's also Easter. I know a lot of people probably drinking, etc., having a good time. And so I wanted to make sure to bring a game that people have been asking for a long, long time. That's what we're trying to do here. So, Yugoslavia world domination. Hello, Jamello. Welcome. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We always like new subscribers to the channel. We've also put up 2 new videos. I'm going to try to do a few more before the end of the day. We can see here the awesome people that gave some money. Just love when people do that. Donate to the channel. It's a great thing to do. It's a great use of your money, especially if you smoke cigarettes like I do. Maybe stop the cigarettes and donate a little bit of cash. It always helps. So we're going to try the East Prussia campaign. Scenario covers the first 2 crucial months of the Great War on the Eastern Front. So we're going to play as the Central Powers this time. We'll play as Germany, Deutschland. We could also try the Eastern Front campaign, which seems pretty awesome. I think, though, as the Eastern Front campaign, I'm going to have to play as the Russians. I've got to play as the Tsar. Could be fun. We'll let you guys decide either which campaign or which side, and we'll see what we do. Albania world domination. Try to play with subscribers. I would love to, actually. I think with an AGEOD game that's a little tougher. That's why with like games like Steel Division 44, it's a lot easier to play with subscribers. But especially as well as games like what's it called, Tom Clancy's Wildlands. Here, of course, to get an AGEODS game running on multiplayer, we could do it, but it would take a lot of time and a lot of setup. But it's definitely something to consider in time. So I'm going to play as the Russians. Glorious Mother Russia. Of course, this time under the Romanovs. Look at all that land. Just look at that. So we've got a lot of generals here, obviously. Lots of them are locked in the first stages of the campaign. I want to try to get these generals together into some sort of cohesive group. 44% penalty, that's no fun. 50% penalty. And with more generals, we should have less of a penalty, if I'm not mistaken. But I think we probably need to drop off some of these guys. Especially the munitions factory. We don't need that with us. Still a 50% penalty. Sometimes the one thing about AGEOD games that frustrates me is not being able to figure out how to get rid of that penalty, because even getting rid of all these units, we still have that penalty going on. We're slowly getting rid of it now, 43%. They have a 23% penalty, 33%. That's looking better. There we go. That's more like it. 44% penalty for them, though. They're not looking very good. We will try to attack into Tannenberg with this army. Yes, this early on. We probably shouldn't be attacking this early on, but what can I say? You guys know my style, which is just all-out attack on all fronts. Why not try it again? We got these guys over here. I'm going to try to join those guys together. 33% penalty, 50% penalty. Once again, we're going to have to section off some of these guys. 43%. We might have to make 3 armies, in fact. 20%. That's more like it. That's definitely more like it. Now, let's go ahead, and we're going to attack with all 3. 14 days, 28 days. We don't care. We're also going to be unlocking a lot of units throughout the campaign itself. And where is our main commander? He's over here in Minsk. But, of course, a lot of these forces are still locked. Not really much we can do. We should try to get as much Russian militia in here as possible. It's going to go through our reinforcements, but we got to do what we got to do. Currently, no political options. Again, this is not the Great War scenario. It's just the Eastern Front, so a lot of the political options would not be available. And let's go ahead and begin here. Russian victory at Allenstein, looking good. We definitely, it was a big loss on both sides. Nearly 12,000 lost on our side, but we did beat General von Mackensen. And for those of you that don't know who von Mackensen is, shame on you. But we actually beat the great von Mackensen. Now, whether or not we can hold this victory, I don't know, but it's definitely a start. It's definitely a start. We've got way more men than he does, which is definitely good. Let's go ahead and continue. And we have taken Allenstein, a Russian victory at Gumbenin. Wow, we're getting very lucky with these attacks early on. I'm sure the Germans are not happy with this at all. Oh yes, could we take Königsberg? That would be a major grab, a major steal. Let's go ahead and attack towards Allenberg with this guy. And we'll keep on moving, hopefully towards Königsberg in time. This guy's still on the move, and eventually a bunch of these generals are going to unlock, like this one right here. This is a good start, of course. But I want to try to keep it so that we don't have any issues with penalties. It's not bad. 33%, it's not great, but it's not horrific. This guy has no penalty, so we're going to move these guys over here to Volovich. We will try to go by rail. And with this guy, we're having so much luck up here that I might move them in as well. 46 days, but on train, that'll be 5 days. Basically cutting that time to a quarter. Let's move towards Thorn, the Fortress of Thorn. Now, with this guy, I think we need to try and build a factory or supply depot if we're able to. If not, I'm probably going to let him stick here for now. We could keep chasing von Mackensen and try to meet our armies there in the middle, but it's going to be risky to say the least. And remember, this is only a 7-turn scenario, so the victor is going to be chosen pretty quickly on this one, I must say. Plot twist. With 3-star above you, you should be able to create an army, or it might be HQ in this game. Very possible, indeed. Let's see, and I'm actually such a noob at this game, you're going to have to tell me how to do that. Now, I believe we got to take one of our 3-star generals. And what do? We create an army group. Let me see. We could also synchronize movement of these armies together, but I think right now we'll stick with what we have. Let's see if we have any other guys unlocked. Aha! We certainly do. .396. Move these guys also to the front. Let's get them over here to Vladivostok. And we can't use by rail. We don't have enough transport points. So yeah, our transport points are taken up by all the armies moving right now. Eventually that will end, but for now we're going to have to move by land. The Russians apparently have not discovered the importance of having enough transportation to be of use here. We've also got an air squadron. We might as well start attacking the enemy with the air squadron. The red icon with the guy saluting. Ah! Increases the allowable size. Okay, let's see if I can figure this out. Because we have a 20% penalty here with the guy saluting. I see that. So we could split units into its subcomponents. I'm scared. That's interesting, though. So that's... At least we figured out how to do that. So this, I guess, removes the units that are within these armies here, that are within the general armies. Now we need to learn how to add units to these general armies instead of just merging them, by hand. Let's go ahead and keep attacking. Go towards Hellsberg. Take all of this German land. Wish us luck. completely forgot about the Austro-Hungarians. Gotta probably focus on the south now. We've got a lot of units that are quite close to the south, but yeah, we were kind of just focusing on the Germans. We've got plenty of Austro-Hungarians here that could make our lives total hell. Some of them are already moving into some of our towns. But in terms of East Prussia, we are definitely crushing this area. Alright, so let's turn around with some of these armies. And once again, I'm going to go to that guy saluting. It is interesting. I'm going to have to absolutely read the tutorial. Let's take a look here. Make sure we don't have any other armies here. So with this guy, we'll merge with the air group. We'll merge with this army as well. Merge with this army as well. We still don't have a penalty. That's looking pretty good. Look at that. 16%. I'll take that. And move towards Lemberg. On the quick step as well. Look at that. A lot of German territory now in our hands. We're going to be arriving here in 1 day at Velu. But what I really want to take is Königsberg. That would be incredible. Oh, there's no leader. That's why it's not an option. Those are just infantry units stacked together. Take care, Storm Rage. Will it be over? Probably. I'm going to have to go out and maybe grab something to eat. And it is Easter, so here in Italy it's especially hard to find anything. But I am going to try to do some more streams throughout the day. And, you know, we're going to try to do the best we can. Hey, Sauerkraut. Yes, there is naval combat in this game for sure. Not in the scenario we're playing, but yes, there's definitely naval combat in the game itself. Once again, for those of you arriving, don't forget 30% off for the Easter stream on the Matrix site. Can't buy it through Steam, you got to buy it through Matrix. I've already put the link in the description, so keep that in mind if you're looking for games like this. Let's go ahead and continue. Remember, 7 turns, so we should be through very soon. Dave's going to have to walk me through how to do this, and again, the AGEODS tutorials can be very complex. Let's go ahead and continue here. I think we're biting off a bit more than we can chew. Glorious Russian victory. Not one single man dead, but it was just a munitions post. So we deprived the enemy of munitions. But we are taking land. And look at that. Oh, I think that's von Hindenburg. He's got plenty of men. Of course, we're also attacking in the south. But von Hindenburg is going to put an end to all our fun. Entente victory, my goodness. I mean, 12,000 of the enemy hurt pretty badly here, and we only had 12,000 men, internal guard battalion, and 4,000 of them are still alive. You can see that this was constant balanced deployment for each side. I like to think that wasn't so bad, considering the amount of men that von Brudermann has here. A Russian victory at Tannenberg. Not a single man lost on either side, by the way. Guess they just agreed to just, you know what, we'll just give up. It's okay, you guys can have it. We have no interest in it. Thanks so much. And we are here at the Lemberg Fortress. But we are being cut off by the enemy. Here comes Hindenburg. I think he's going to be attacking us pretty soon. it is von Hindenburg, indeed. It's a Russian defeat, but look at those casualties. I mean, we lost 717 men with Salsa. The enemy lost nearly 10,000. This is why World War I was just throwing away bodies. I mean, von Hindenburg got his victory, but at the expense of 10,000 of his own men. Personally, I call that an asshole general, if there ever was one. But a victory is a victory nonetheless. Am I right, guys? So keep that in mind. Are there any South Africans? I'm not sure, actually. It's your own Schlieffenplan for East Prussia. See, you read through the entire manual. That's what I need to do, man. I got to print it out and read through the entire manual and really try to take it in. I think the only manual I read through was AGEODS, and that's probably the game, the AGEODS game I'm most familiar with, but I need to start reading through the To End All Wars manual, which is much bigger than the AGEODS one. So yeah, von Hindenburg is going to be a thorn in our side. Okay, we've also got this fellow here. 13% penalty, I'll take that, and try to go and meet our friend over here who is in Festung Lemberg, trying to take this position. Go on an attack as well. We might come up here behind the enemy, especially if we can go on an attack. See if we can't kill some Austro-Hungarians. And over here, we've cut off quite a lot of Germans with the Amerski Velhau, but I don't think we can beat these guys again, so we're just going to try and grab all of the territory we are able to take. I don't want him to go there. I want him to go towards Braunsberg. And the same here in Osterode. Maybe just stay in Osterode. And maybe go to Marienwender. Over here, I don't want to struggle with von Hindenburg, so I'm going to go this way. I don't think we have enough trains, but there we go. Sure enough, we do. Just barely. Why do so many of our generals have eye patches? Good God. Is that how many eye injuries happened during this time? Come on, guys. Oh, yes, you certainly can. Thank you, Red Gull Unit. You can definitely make diplomatic moves, but only in the Grand Campaign. So we're just playing the Eastern Front short campaign. But when you play the Grand Campaign, you definitely can. Absolutely. We should also be bringing in reinforcements because we've got plenty of money and men. Well, not many men, but enough to give ourselves some reinforcements. See if this move through Austria-Hungary works. Victory. Look at how many enemies we killed, guys. Look at that. We lost 1,640. This was just a garrison and artillery, and we killed nearly 30,000. Well, 29,000. But plus the cavalry, that's 30,000 men. 30,000 men. Just wiping out entire infantry divisions here. That is unbelievable. That's probably one of the greatest battle results I've had in the game. 29,000 men dead on the enemy side. I think some of them are probably our prisoners. Nope, not a single prisoner taken, which means that all of those guys are dead on a battlefield somewhere, and that is horrible. I mean, if I was a German and I read this, or an Austro-Hungarian and I read this in the newspaper, I'd be like, I'd probably just run away to the forest, because I would not want to be conscripted at this point. It's just a very, very deadly, deadly war. Alright, we're trying to break out Austria-Hungary. Russian defeat, damn it! And yes, we pushed Ruski way deep into enemy territory, Austro-Hungarian territory, and look at the losses on both sides. I mean, that is incredible. Almost 55 to 60,000 men dead in this battle. We lost way more than the enemy did. We still did a lot of damage, but overall, we're going to need some help to break out of here, and that's why we're bringing our other generals in here as quickly as possible. That is vicious, to say the least. Here's von Hindenburg trying to defend East Prussia. This time, we broke out. Beautiful. So we actually won at Zloshkov. And we actually broke out of Austria-Hungary, so that was a successful mission, technically speaking. We did break out, but we've got little to no army left with that guy. Another Russian victory there at Allenburg. Here we go. Close to Danzig. Very close to Danzig. Welcome back, man. What a battle indeed. Many Czechs deserted from the Austro-Hungarian army, says Line. I believe it, man. That is hardcore stuff there. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I would not want to be a part of that army, no matter how much I was being paid, which I'm sure they weren't being paid a lot at all. Let's take a look and see what our breakthrough of Austro-Hungary is looking like. So we did manage to get through. A lot of these cities, though, did not fall. I want to try to take Tampol, and with this army, I want to try to take Podolsk. Just try to make sure that these border cities become ours. And we did take this area, Rava Ruska, with one of our guys. We could keep on going, but I think we're going to stay put right now. No need to build any depots or anything. But over here, we might want to try and counteract some of these movements. There's just so much going on at once, and that's why, like, you know, we're playing ultra fast here, but especially if you're playing the Grand Campaign, it could take you weeks, months maybe, to finish it if you're going to do it the right way, because you need to pay attention to every single troop you have. We're going to try to go ahead and get some reinforcements here. Militia is actually quite good in this situation. Russian cavalry, Russian light artillery. We've got plenty more cash to spend. Might as well take what we can get. Let's take a look at the objectives. So we do still have Petrograd, but I think technically, once again, the Germans hold Berlin, and trying to take Berlin this quickly is tough. Really tough. We can see here we've lost 63,000 men. We've taken 7,100 prisoners. The enemy has lost 94,500 men. Their combat power is still insane. But you can see here that the difference in men lost is dramatic. I mean, the Germans have almost lost 100,000 men altogether. And they have, if you count the prisoners. So let's go ahead and move forward. There, he doesn't mess around. he seems to beat us every time, and we actually outnumbered him, but there's no way we're going to beat von Hindenburg. And he actually managed to save most of his men here, killing 25,881 of us, and definitely getting those numbers a little more even. An Entente defeat. Although, even though it's an Entente defeat, we had no generals here. All we had was artillery and the garrison at Evangorod, and we killed 21,525 Austrians. I mean, they're taking land, but at the cost of so many men that I think it's a Pyrrhic victory, if anything. I wouldn't want to lose that many men just to take that land, and considering his army started at 100,000, he's now down to maybe 75,000 or close to that. Don't forget the historical attrition that the game has. So, for instance, disease, movement cost, you know, men that just run away from the army, people that go AWOL, it's all taken into account in this game. The AGEOD team really does a good job at trying to relive and re-experience those problems in this war, and in any war, really. Russian defeat! I did not expect to lose there. Alright, we are getting very close to Danzig. But again, we've taken a lot of German territory here. The Austro-Hungarians, though, have taken probably just as much of ours. We've taken some of theirs as well, but the Austro-Hungarians are really the thorn in our side during this battle. Them and Hindenburg. If Hindenburg wasn't around, I think we would have crushed the Germans completely. And we would have gotten to Danzig already. I mean, we're very close, but that was my goal, was to get to Danzig, and it's looking like that may not happen, to be honest with you. So let's see what's happening here. Oh boy, Hindenburg is back. Oh, he smashed us at the Battle of the Tannenberg. Just look at that. That is bad. That is really bad. My only defense, he had more men. He's got more general skill, without a doubt. He's got some really good commanders here. Hermann von Francois, Hindenburg, of course, Mackensen, and von Schultz. Just an incredible general there. One of the reasons being, he's not afraid to throw away the lives of his men. We actually control a city to the south, right here, Marienwerder. We actually control a city to the south of Danzig. It would be amazing if we could take it, but look at the army power there. It's very low. Not nearly enough men to take the enemy on. Let's take a look here. Hello, Jacob Lowe. How you doing? Hello, Vitklasek. Take care, Sauerkraut. Have a good day at work, man. And happy Easter to you too, buddy. Okay, very, very neat. I'm going to run out, guys, grab some Coca-Cola. I won't drink Pepsi. Shame on them. They partly caused this entire mess. But if you guys want to stick around, I will try to finish this campaign. So if you guys want to stick around, do me a favor. Let people know when they come in about Patreon, obviously. Definitely let people know to subscribe to the channel if they're new. And we will finish this campaign up when I get back. It won't take me but 5 minutes. I'm just running up to the store. So once again, if you want to donate to the Patreon, or if you want to be great like guys like Ice Chuck and Dave Juju that have contributed some cash to the stream, it helps the channel so much. It gives me a reason to keep on going with this thing, and it's definitely something that that just gives me that push that people care enough about this channel to provide some of their own cash for it. It really means a lot, especially when they give that amount. I mean, they go above and beyond, these guys. Same with Dave Booth. We've got a lot of very caring people here that understand the importance of running a channel and what it costs to operate. I mean, we're not just talking about operational costs of time, but I mean, eventually I'm going to need to get a new PC, let's be honest. One day that's going to occur. We do occasionally need to buy games. Most of the time we get the games donated to us by the actual gaming companies themselves, which is awesome. But for instance, there was that recent game that just came out, Battle Simulator, that I asked for and never got a reply, which is kind of rude. And honestly, it's okay if somebody says no, but if you don't have a PR department that can answer, that's really not good for your company. It's looks pretty unprofessional, and so I'm not going to be buying that. I would love to, but it's just not going to happen. I'd rather save up for necessary things like maybe a new PC eventually. As for companies that can't help out, I guess they just don't get they don't get put on the A Group of Maxenius channel. What else can I say? But I will be back very soon, and I hope some of you will stick around and obviously discuss as you will in the chat. Let people know I'll be back, and we shall finish this Eastern Front campaign. We're going to have to deputize somebody here. Hold on a second, because we've got a few jokers in here. Most of you are very trustworthy. I wonder if Dave Giju's still around. Let's see, is Dave still here? Somebody's getting deputized. Who wants to get deputized? Who wants to be a moderator here for the channel? If Ice Chuck is still around or Dave is still around, I will trust them enough to deputize them. But I don't think I can leave without having somebody here to watch you scoundrels. As much as I love you guys. Let's see. Lion 24, I'd probably deputize him if he was here. A few people that have been here that I trust. And if you do a good job, we can keep you as moderator for quite a while. Hello, West. Welcome, my friend. And if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. Seems okay so far, says Sauerkraut. Yeah, that's what we think. And then as soon as I leave, everything goes to shit. So let's see if anybody here can be deputized. Lion. Alright, Lion. I think I trust you enough, man. We're going to go ahead and make you a moderator. Now, essentially, we accept just about everything on this channel. Of course, if people start linking stuff, it's a big no-no, especially without asking for permission. And as much as I hate social justice warriors and this sort of thing, I think people should have the freedom to speak their mind, especially on a channel as controversial as ours. We play a lot of controversial games, but if people start yelling racist stuff, non-stop, or start offending other users on the stream, we've got to put them in timeout for a little bit. There's a time and place for everything, and when you're here in a live chat, you got to at least have some semblance of courtesy. So Lion is going to watch, make sure none of you go nuts, of course. But I will return to finish this campaign. So, Lion, if anybody shows up, just let them know I'll be back in about 5-10 minutes. And I trust you on this one. I trust you. Okay. you guys. Yeah, I was watching on my phone to make sure not everything went crazy, but you guys did a good job. Good job, line. Good job, tank. Give me a second. Okay. Alright guys, so yeah, we're trying to finish up the Russian campaign. So give me one sec here. It's always a good sign. If you can piss like me, you don't need your prostate checks. Put it that way. Alright, give me a second here. Thank you, buddy. You're doing a good job. And yes, some of you guys are late, but we are going to finish. Piss lad. I'm from, well, I'm originally from the U.S., from Florida, but I lived in New York most of my life, and the other half of my family is Portuguese from Portugal. I speak Portuguese fluently. I also speak some Spanish. So I like to say that I am a dual citizen, literally. So I'm half Portuguese, half American. Put it that way. Okay, so last we left off, for those of you that just arrived, we got some incredible victories. We really did. And we're just playing a very short campaign here, trying to just make it very hard for the enemy, in this case, the Central Powers, from moving into Russia. We've done a very good job. As you can see, we've taken all this territory here, and we're trying to get to Danzig. It's going to be hard to get there because von Hindenburg is blocking the way, and the guy is an absolute madman. But overall, I'll show you guys they just arrived. The casualty counts here, they are stunning. So here we go. Look at this. We've lost 113,000 men. 7,000 prisoners are how many we've taken. We've killed 131,800 enemy. Now, we hold Moscow and Petrograd, but we'll still technically lose if we don't take Vienna and Budapest and also take Berlin. We've also got Paris under our control as well, but it's still, you know, it's really could be anybody's game. And I believe this particular scenario is going to end in early January. So we're just trying to take as many cities as we can to boost up that victory point rating. Right now, it's a bit of a challenge. So we've got this army moving forward. We're going to keep moving over here with this army. I am trying to move south here, and might have some reinforcements here for some of our boys. Let's see how it goes. I'm trying to avoid von Hindenburg if I can, and some of our guys have gone way too far into the enemy lines, so we may need to bring them back, but it's not going to be that easy. See, our main general is over here. We'll move him a little bit closer to the front. Where the hell did he go? Yeah, it's our main general. There you are. So we'll move him over here to Govno Fort. And let's end the turn and see what happens. Here we go. Best of luck to our boys. As long as Hindenburg stays where he's at, we should do okay. We even got some German colonial troops joining the fight here. yeah, baby. That is a Russian victory at Festung Posen. Look at that. Wiping out 5,330. I was going to say 5,330. We've lost 410, not really much of a loss at all. We're trying to make it back to our lines. Because this general, Salsa, he's gone a bit far. He's gotten some great victories in the past, but way too far. There we go, another victory here at Ruska. Rava Ruska. We've definitely taken the town under Vladimir Gorobatovskaya. So not bad, but where we really want to get is to Danzig. We want to take East Prussia completely under our control. And there we go, Posen is in our control. Here we go, boys. A glorious victory. Look at that, guys. We won at Festung Lemberg, and look at the difference in troops, guys. We got 102,718. The enemy has 236,000 men, and we still won this battle, wiping out 25,000 of their men. Our guys are hardened, battle-hardened, and they absolutely broke through here at Festung Lemberg. Nearby supply source helped us big time. Some of our units were fatigued. Our units' deadly fire routed some of the enemy elements, so you can be sure that there was some machine gun action going on there. We lost 12 guns. The enemy lost 145 artillery positions. That's massive. Don't forget, once again, guys, that you can absolutely donate some cash. Ice Chuck and Dave Gijo here have really been helpful. Don't forget, we have the option to make a donation through Super Chat, or we have the option that you go ahead and donate to Patreon, which is another thing you can do. It's a monthly thing. And hey, everybody that donates, we really appreciate it, and it certainly extends the stream. We've been doing this stream for an hour and 20 minutes. I'm getting tired, but maybe if a few people throw some bucks in, we can keep it going a little bit longer. And once again, for those of you that are not aware, Matrix Games is hosting a sale today, an Easter sale, 30% off all products. I put the link in the description, so you should definitely check that out, especially if this is your kind of game. Look at all that land we've taken. A lot of land in Austria-Hungary. And I told you if von Hindenburg shows up, we can't win, and that proves it. And we killed a lot of men on his side, but whenever Paul von Hindenburg is command of an army, we get our ass kicked completely. And that's exactly what happened here. 28,000 from a force of 128,000. He's got really good artillery. He's got tremendous Landwehr divisions that are just incredible fighters. Our men are doing their best, but sometimes you can't beat von Hindenburg. In fact, we have yet to beat von Hindenburg in this particular campaign. A lot going on here, though. And a good percentage of East Prussia is ours. We're actually quite close to Königsberg. We could probably take it, but I want Danzig. I want Danzig. So all of that area in Ruthenia, northern Ruthenia, I would say, is ours. All thanks to our generals. Slightly thanks to me, slightly. These Russians fight pretty good on their own. Let's take a look here. Oh, no, we don't need that. Let's take a look over here. Set a Discord server soon. We actually do have one that I'm starting to set up, but it takes a while to kind of set it up, honestly. I'm a bit of a tech noob, believe it or not. But I have begun the process, because I'd like to bring you guys in, and especially for games like Steel Division, you know, and Ghost Recon Wildlands. We want to keep bringing in subscribers, because you guys are really fun to play with. So that's definitely something that will happen soon. And let's see, should we move from here? I think we should. Keep on taking some land here from the enemy. We've got a wonderful position right here. We're already headed over there, 7 days away. And we could keep moving. I'm actually going to move this way. I feel that these areas are not exactly well defended. This area is already under our control, Podolsk. But we could take more than that. We're in early November. Remember, we have to get to early January before the campaign ends. I don't like the fact that this guy's stuck here, so I might try to relieve him, but I don't think we can. I think he's going to be stuck there for the rest of this campaign. As for our assault on Königsberg and Danzig, I think Danzig is probably out of reach. That's a 50% penalty, no good. We're going to ignore that for now and try to cut off von Hindenburg here. We are going to go to Königsberg, 7 days away. We don't have much to take it with. If we can move by train, still 22 days. And just look at all the land we've taken here. I mean, we've taken a tremendous amount, but of course, it's all temporary. We've taken a lot over here in Austria-Hungary as well. But eventually, they're going to push us back. We're going to try to get some reinforcements. Definitely need some Russian line infantry. And some Russian elite infantry. We don't have an endless supply of money. And since this is just the Eastern campaign, we don't have any political options to raise more. I'll see if we have any decision modes. Yes, we do. So we could print state funds. Not a bad idea. I believe we need to go to the capital. I believe we have to drop it in Moscow. I could be wrong. We could get a new general, change our government. No. Bomb the fortifications. I think we don't have enough EP. Well, we have plenty of EP. I'm wondering why that's not working. I might be doing something wrong here, because I would like to print some state funds. We could get some fort guns. We don't really have anything we need to defend, as it were. We're more or less on the offensive entirely. Okay, let's see what happens. Nearly a 2-hour stream here. Come on, boys. Forta Tsar. Some of these guys do have to head back to our lines to start resupplying, of course. They've been out in the field too long. And of course, the enemy has moved back to Danzig. I think they can see what we're going for, which is total control of East Prussia. Ruthenia is already essentially ours. We could set up a puppet state. Wouldn't that be interesting? There's a large German army here with no general. Oh! Yeah, that had to be a Russian defeat. Look at how many men the Austro-Hungarians have in this army. 362,000. Nearly 500,000 men. I mean, that is unbelievable. Of course, they won the battle, and I'm very concerned about von Komarov. He has got way too many men here, but they are definitely going to be helpful in beating us back here in Ruthenia. Another Russian defeat. For those of you that are just getting here, we were doing so well earlier in the stream. Now we're losing a lot of battles. It's getting tougher. Okay, late November. Now, we're going to stay put at this point. I think our men have fought enough. They need to hang back and just relax for a bit. You know, regain some of these lost men. For instance, this general right here, Zlokov, has got to stop. Same with the Kremensk force. As for our forces in Ruthenia, we'll keep them here, but we've got to be careful. Even Stanislav, I'm going to keep him right there in that city. And with the great Gorbachev, we're going to move him back to our lines. I'm trying to get there by rail, but I don't think we can. We're in enemy territory. The rest of these guys are just going to hang back for now. And we do have... This guy is doing okay. He could probably lead an attack to Braunsberg. So we will do that. Try to cut off another rail line if we can. And over here with Morozhovsky, we could probably go south to Thorn. Try to take that fortress. Just charge. Yeah, that's what we've been doing so far. Charging in the Russian mob. I can't even post this? Shame. Hold on. Let's see if we can do that. There we go. Okay, pop up and end the turn once again. We should have actually taken Masudin, but I think we'll be okay if we could take Tannenberg. So already we're getting some of that cohesion back just by staying put. Gotta stay put for a while now. Oh yeah, I was worried about that. Brudermann's force, at least he split it off a little bit. Now the Austro-Hungarians are definitely fighting back. There's von Hindenburg making his incredible advances, and once again, both sides lost a lot of men during this fight, but von Hindenburg grabs another victory. He has yet to lose a single one. I mean, he's doing incredibly well. There we go, a Russian victory at Marienwerder. I'd like to see that. We're almost in early December here. finally broke through Ivangorod Fort. This place has held the entire campaign. Now, the amazing thing is, despite losing 2,500 men, we killed 30,000 of the enemy. 30,000. So they're throwing just mass waves of Austrians and Germans at us, and they're being cut down horrifically. But they are taking the territory. That's ultimately what counts to get those victory points. But I, once again, would say it's a very Pyrrhic victory when you're losing 30,000 out of a force of 160k. That's vicious. Russian defeat there. Very even losses on both sides. We'll accept. There we go. 15 of 15. Early December now, I believe. And it's snowing. Beautiful. It's going to make it a little harder for the enemy to move, but it's going to make it harder for us to move too. Probably not the greatest time to be attacking, but it's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go for the mass charge at Königsberg and hopefully take it. I mean, that would be an incredible victory, of course. We've already taken a tremendous amount of this territory here. I might leave Bosen, try to get back to our own lines, but for now, we are holding. We're not going to move anywhere for quite a while. Probably until the end of the campaign, we're going to stay right where we are. Yes, I think you're right. We should fall back, but it's going to be tough to fall back. We're going to try anyway. See, we have to cut through those Austrian lines to do it, so we can do that. We can pull this guy back, perhaps. Pull this guy back as well. But with all the snow, it's not going to be easy. The Russian winter has arrived, and it will not be kind to the enemy. But we could take Königsberg. Let's go ahead and get these guys together. See if we can't take Königsberg from the enemy. That would be an incredible victory. So let's take a look here. Gotta try to take it. Invade France, but I'm playing as Russia. France is our ally. Why would I invade France? France is all the way over here, man. I don't know if you know where France is. France is here. That's gonna be impossible. Let's put it that way. We've got, I think, 2 turns left. We'll do what we can with what we have, but invading France is completely out of the question. They're our allies. Give me all of the infantry you can. We could put a munitions factory close to the line. Can't wait to see the end result of the casualties here. It's going to be unbelievable. And this is just one tiny part of the war. You know, once again, the Grand Campaign is much bigger and takes a lot more time, a lot more political and diplomatic decisions that you can make. Oh yeah, they're definitely going to defend Danzig. Oh, this army has totally gotten back to full strength. Ruthenia is still ours. Not for long. Oh, that was bad. Entente defeat. We lost so many men at the Lodz garrison. And right now they're a Russian defeat at Stanislav, but once again the numbers are pretty even. I like this, and von Komarov has been definitely the lead commander for the Austro-Hungarians, but we've definitely inflicted some damage on him. Not nearly enough to win the battle, but for both sides that is an utter nightmare in casualties. And now von Hindenburg has gone all the way to the south. That's interesting. He's left Danzig by itself. I think they're confident that they could probably hold it. von Hindenburg finishing off our troops at Festung Posen. Salza's troops, it was of course a Russian defeat. I mean, 168,000 in Hindenburg's army. He has yet to lose a fight. If I was the Kaiser, I would definitely make him complete commander of all German forces. It makes sense. Now he's going to finish us off, and Salza will be taken prisoner for sure. We still managed to hold out with some of our men, killing almost 10,000 of von Hindenburg's men, but he will finish us off here. He's trapped us in Festung Posen, and he's not about to stop. And there we go. Salza has been captured for sure. Salza is no longer around, and probably languishing in a German prison camp as we speak. Although he did make it very far into Posen. I mean, that's pretty great. We couldn't bring him back. We just pushed him way too far into enemy lines. Nonetheless, I think it was very noble what he tried, at least. What he attempted to do. Late December, my friends. We're coming to the end here of this campaign. And we're still trying to take Königsberg. The land around it is completely under our control. We're just trying to take the city itself. So I'm going to go ahead and move this guy over there. Might try to use the trains, 2 days. We'll move this guy up here as well. I mean, I want to be able to take that at least before the end of the campaign. Let's take a look here. Yep, he did. And there's a reason for it. I mean, he's that good. Von Hindenburg is just a beast. He really is. Yeah, von Hindenburg is an extremely famous general. I believe, wasn't Paul von Hindenburg that during World War II assisted Hitler initially in his first putsch? So he was definitely, you know, even later on, he was a big part of German history, very well respected by the Germans. So there's a reason why he's got such a high status in-game. I mean, he is an incredible fighter, an incredible general, and it shows. So here we go. Here we go. Yeah, Agrippa's getting a little sick of talking after a nearly 2-hour stream. Hoping we can starve the people of Königsberg out here. I mean, the territory around the city is ours, but the city remains in German hands, and I want it in our hands. The Tsar would be pleased. Prince Leopold von Bayern. Now, it's a Russian defeat, but we definitely killed more of the enemy there. Nonetheless, yeah, the prince is going to fight very, very hard. Tried to take Danzig, guys. We did our best, but no. And we actually lost 2,921 men. They had 32 tanks here, which is rare to see this early on. Yeah, they had 32 tanks right there. Pretty amazing. We didn't really kill many of them at all, and they have so many men at Danzig, so many pieces of equipment to hold it. It makes sense why we can't break through here. It really does. But I'll take Königsberg. I wouldn't mind. I'd be very happy with that. Looks like the Austro-Hungarians are also moving back to their lines to regroup. Probably a good idea here. And there we go. Minor win by victory points, guys. We got it. We got it. Just barely. As you can see here, our score 6,016, the enemy 5,775. Of course, we'll take a look at the objectives, but we did get a minor victory as the Russians, and I think it's all because those victories in Ruthenia really gave us a lot of points for sure. We'll take a look here just to see the casualty level. We lost 283,000 men. Let me make sure, yeah, 283,000. We had nearly 13,000 German or Austro-Hungarian prisoners, and the enemy lost 293,539. No matter how you put it, I mean, that's an unbelievable number of casualties. Yeah, unbelievable. We definitely deserve a few bucks for that. That was amazing. I didn't think we'd get the victory, but we did get it, just barely, and I think it was a pretty good, hard-fought victory. So, once again, guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Unfortunately, I don't think we took Königsberg. I wanted to take Königsberg desperately, but it remains in German control. Just the city itself, not the land around it. I think 1 or 2 turns more, and it would have been ours for sure. But that's a pretty nice victory. I like it. Pretty nicely done. Even with Paul von Hindenburg, we still managed to scrap up enough German territory. Look at that push. That we definitely put the fear of God in the enemy, or the fear of the Tsar in this case, for this Bohemian corporal. Hello, Horrocks, welcome. And once again, if you guys are new to the stream, make sure, please, to subscribe to the channel. We are probably going to end the stream here, but I do thank everybody for showing up. Once again, there is a 30% discount on all Matrix stuff on the Matrix website for the Easter sale. I hope you guys have a very, very happy Easter. Again, this is the one chance you can if you want to go ahead and donate via Super Chat, or if you want to donate to the Patreon account. I'm going to do one last thing before I stop playing, and that's I'm going to show you guys the Grand Campaign. I'm not going to play it. Very happy we got a victory there. I think you guys should be too. That was badass. But we'll go ahead and show you guys the Great War Historical Campaign. I'll take the Germans just so you could see the amount of men we're talking here. And this is, of course, 1914 all the way to early January 1919, 106 turns. That was supposed to be only 7 turns. Of course, it was a bit more than 7 turns, more like 7 months. And you could just see here, I mean, you're in control of so much. You're in control of all of Austria-Hungary. You're in control of all of Germany. You've got a lot more decisions, and decisions are unlocked as you go through the game, of course. We could also build units and put units in production. As you can see here, right now, no historical or political options available. We've got plenty of political options here. Rohr's Assault Battalion. We could get Fokker unlocked. We could, of course, recognize Bulgarian war goals, bringing Bulgaria into the war on our side. And just so much you can do here. And these things unlock as you play the game. So right now, of course, we've got Paul von Hindenburg right there on the border of Belgium. And just the amount of things you can do. All of these generals do unlock as you keep playing. It's just like the real historical war itself. So they will unlock as needed, of course. Let's see if the Turks, where are the Turks? I don't know if the Turks have joined the war yet. Again, my knowledge of World War II is much greater than my knowledge of World War I. Obviously, ultimately, the Turks will join you, and you're going to have a whole new set of allies to deal with. But just so much to be done here. Of course, we've got the Serbian front over here that you could just start marching into if you feel like it. Got all sorts of major commanders like von Moltke for the Western Front and Hotzendorf for the Austrians. I mean, it's unbelievable. This Grand Campaign is huge. It's massive. It's a lot of fun. You've got all sorts of decisions down here, even getting Max Hoffman. And basically, this really affects the Russians negatively, but it's a one-time use kind of thing. You can start building munitions factories as you wish. I would suggest putting them closer to Belgium and France. But yes, you just game, cry, cry, cry. Well, you can watch it afterwards. Russia goes to death indeed. Well, we did pretty damn good. So once again, last chance for anybody to donate. We always appreciate it. The forum is kind of dead, Purple General. I appreciate you trying to push the forum, but it's kind of non-existent. We haven't used it in ages. We could try again at some point. But, you know, for now, our biggest Our biggest focus is the streams, which, you know, we've been doing recently a lot of. The videos on the channel, subscribing to the channel. With this, you know, madness going on with YouTube, we're making little to no cash. So it's only because of people like Ice Chuck and Dave Zizou and a few others that this thing is still going, honestly. So that's why we need more and more subscribers, more and more people to join the channel. That's one thing. Obviously, the donations help tremendously. Everything really helps, but, you know, it's all because of you guys that this is continuing, so I greatly appreciate it. I appreciate the support. Once again, 30% off on the Matrix Games website. For those of you interested in that, I would definitely stop by there. Not sure, Tank of Doom. Maybe later today, maybe tomorrow. You know, definitely one or the other. So I hope you guys will stop by there and check it out. But I do appreciate everybody showing up. We had a good time. We won as Russia on the Eastern Front. Glory to the Tsar. Very good workings. No, not glory to Soviet Union. They're not around yet. We are still under the Tsar. Still under the Tsar, Sergio. So that's going to continue for a while. And, no, that's me. I can spam. I can spam. It's actually, it's to your benefit because it's 30% off Matrix Games for Easter. I believe that sale will be ending Tuesday. It might end tomorrow. I'm not 100% certain on that. But it's definitely something you guys want to check out if you enjoy games like this. And definitely check out also our recent uploads on the channel. We put 2 up today. And we're definitely going to be doing that. Fallschirmjäger deck and Steel Division. Oh, I'd love to try. If I streamed War in the East, no, I really wouldn't, Purple General. Because the thing with War in the East is, you know, even though it was really fun to get everybody involved in that, we really didn't have many viewers there, and the people that did show up really didn't donate at all. You know, to go to that extent to build up the army list, to write them up so that we can add you guys in, it's a lot of work. And if you're not willing to contribute, you know, that work kind of goes to shit. I hate to say that, but that's the truth. So it's really been thankfully to guys like Dave Booth, David Pesach, Ice Chuck, Dave Zizou, and a few others, you know, that we've managed to keep this going. And when we did that War in the East stream, we made nothing. We made absolutely nothing. A lot of people had fun, and that's great. And I do want to bring you guys in the future in games, which we've been doing recently. But as for the War in the East stream, no, there's got to be some incentive to do that again. I hate to say it, but that's the truth. So next time you get your allowance or whatever it is, consider a donation to the Agrippa Maxenius channel. And yes, we are at that point where donations need to be asked for. It's sad, but it's the way it is. Okay, thank you so much, guys. For those of you that arrived late, I'm sorry. This will be updated, basically. You know, so in other words, you'll be able to watch this stream either today or tomorrow. YouTube will update it so you can watch from the beginning. Yeah, I would definitely recommend taking a look at it. Take a look at the newer videos, and we'll try to do another stream later for sure. It helps, Purple General. It helps, for sure, to keep something like that going. And Purple General's talking about a War in the East stream where I gave each person control of a division. And it was very fun, but it was a lot of work. And ultimately, it kind of died down. But thank you, everybody, for showing up. Have a great Easter. If you don't celebrate Easter, have a great holiday season nonetheless. And we will hopefully be back later today with another stream. If not, I'll definitely try to upload some more videos. Do go to the channel because we have uploaded 2 new episodes for 2 different series. I think you guys will enjoy. And thank you to Ice Chuck and Dave Zizou for their donations today. That was really cool and really gave me the incentive to go ahead and push for the full 2 hours. So thanks for stopping by, guys. Have an awesome, awesome day. Take care. And pick up to End All Wars if you guys enjoyed it. Later, guys.